Miriam Uduak Mensa, good morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning. It's the 14th of April 2025. You're welcome to the AM Club. Beautiful song. You're never alone. So as you enter into this week, remember that you're not alone. God is with you. You're welcome. This is the AM Club. We're coming to you live from the MX24 studios, all in the streets, East Legon, Accra, Ghana. Our mission is simple. It's to amplify, inform, and inspire with a fun, fearless, and fact-driven on-air experience. We'll be kicking off with some inspiration. The hashtag is My Daily Dose of Vim, giving you an inspiring way to start your morning. Now, after that, we'll look out for Coffee Daily, where we recap trending stories from the last 24 hours. Now, for our big conversation, we are discussing national issues and political news trends. A lot of us have seen lots of the stories go around. IGP saying things, lots of words flying around. We're going to be getting into that later on the show. And on the plug, we are throwing the spotlight on Jazz and World Music Festival. Now remember, you're a major part of the show. Join us online. The hashtag is hashtag the AM Club, and our handles are on MX24, MX24GH at MX24GH on all social media platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, MX24GH. Follow MX24 on Ayoba. Join the MX24 channel for updates, or send us your messages on our Ayoba number, that's 059-229-2746. Visit MX24 app to catch up on all the fun and excitement of the AM Club shows, featuring engaging conversations, thrilling live segments, and exclusive content you don't want to miss out on. Now, you can also reach us via WhatsApp number, that's 055-033-1511, 055-033-1511. Send in your comments and reactions to everything we cover here on the show. Yes, it's a good morning. Again, you're welcome to the show. Moving straight to My Daily Dose of Vim. Well, you're welcome back to the AM Club. Of course, this is the AM Club, and we're moving straight to DDOV. It's time for DDOV, and as always, we're inspired by amazing people whose hard work, great contributions, and selfless sacrifices leave a lasting impact on us. And today is no exception. Joel Osting is who we have on My Daily Dose of Vim. Yes, Joel Osting, one of the speakers that I actually listen to, one of those speakers that when you listen to, you're actually at a calm place listening to him. He is an American pastor, televangelist, businessman, and author based in Houston, Texas, United States, known for his weekly televised services, several best-selling books. Austin is one of the most prominent figures associated with prosperity, theology, and word of faith movement. Austin was born in Houston and is one of 6 children of John Austin and Dolores Pilgrim. His father, a former Southern Baptist pastor, founded Lakewood Church, of which Austin is the current senior pastor. In the back, of course, he graduated from Humble High School, a public high school in the city of Texas, 1981, and attended Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where he studied radio and television communication, but did not graduate. He is known for selling most of the best-selling books in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Osting.
We all go through disappointments and things that are not fair, and it's easy to hold on to the hurts and think about what they said and relive the offense. We get up in the morning, and it's the first thing that comes to mind. We don't realize how much that's affecting us, souring our attitude, draining our energy, limiting our creativity. If you're going to fulfill your destiny, you have to get good at letting things go. Jesus said, offenses will come. He didn't say they might come. If you're a good person, if you're nice, nobody will do you wrong. He said, disappointments will come. Betrayals, things that are not fair will come. How you deal with these offenses, how How you handle the hurts will determine whether you move forward and see the new things God has in store, or whether you get stuck, bitter over what didn't work out. We all go through disappointments and things that are not fair, and it's easy to hold on to the hurts and think about what they said and relive the offense. We get up in the morning, and it's the first thing that comes to mind. We don't realize how much that's affecting us, souring our attitude, draining our energy, limiting our creativity. If you're going to fulfill your destiny, you have to get good at letting things go. Jesus said, offenses will come. He didn't say they might come. If you're a good person, if you're nice, nobody will do you wrong. He said, disappointments will come. Betrayals, things that are not fair will come. How you deal with these offenses, how you handle the hurts will determine whether you move forward and see the new things God has in store, or whether you get stuck, bitter over what didn't work out.
That's right. You need to learn to let things go. That's one of the things that I think for every individual, if you care about yourself, I know we're all on this journey of self-love and what have you, but if you really, really, really love yourself, you will not put yourself through the torture of thinking or reliving the pain and things that people have done to you. You would want to let go. You would want to move past it. You'd want to get better at life. If someone shows you they're terrible people, you walk past them. You move past that situation and get better by. Today, someone told me it's actually very strange that we're living in a world of cutting people off, but really and truly, when you look at it, I mean, if you're not looking too much at the negative side of it, I mean, letting go of people who hurt you is a way to go, in my opinion. And so that's my opinion, okay, guys? So please let things go. Move past situations that hurt you. Learn to grow past them. Learn to get better at life without having to carry the extra baggage of, you know, the pain and they did me that and reliving all of that. It is not worth it. If there's anything I want to let you know this morning, is to learn to let things go and get better at life. And that's it for DDOV for this morning. I hope you're inspired. We're going to move on to Coffee Daily very soon. But before we get into all of that and all of that craziness happening around the world, I'm telling you, it is a lot of exciting craziness and good and bad craziness. But we're going to get into all of that right after this bit of music.
Please.
that break. This is still the AM Club coming to you live from the MX24 studios, Oleander Street, East Legon, Accra, Ghana. It's now time for Coffee Daily with Cowbell Coffee. We're going to be getting into what is trending on X pretty soon. But before we get into that, let's talk about something we all want, and that is success. We all want it. Everybody wants it. Everybody dreams of it. We all aspire to succeed and make a mark in life. We push ourselves to excel, enduring challenges along the way just to be successful. When work gets tough, and I bet it will, you need that extra boost to keep pushing forward. And on those days where you need somebody to be there for you, Cowbell Coffee will be by your side. It's a rich, creamy 3-in-1 blend with a great taste and aroma that would aid kickstart your day. So whether you're working or just creating beautiful memories with friends and loved ones, Cowbell Coffee will be there with you every single moment. So no matter where you're at, as you chase after those goals, keep Cowbell Coffee close to stay motivated and going. Remember, Cowbell Coffee is with you every single moment. Now we're going to check what is trending on X. And Mr. Kobe Saint, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you. How are you?
I'm blessed, beautiful, and very successful. It's Monday.
Another week.
Anyway, what is trending on X? Let's get into
So first of all, we'll touch base with our page on MX24 where we are streaming live. As you know, or as they say, tell a friend, tell a friend. You can share the link as well. Yes, and then this morning we're having an interesting conversation. We're having a lot of conversations in politics. We're talking about what's happening in Boko. We'll talk a little about, you know, the NIB situation that happened over the course of the week at the residence of Reverend Intim Forger. We'll talk about that as well. So joining us for that conversation is the usual Jesse Jakes, MPP Communications team member. He will be joining us, as well as Sayibu Hamdaway, NDC youth activist. Then later we'll have a conversation with the band FRA, and then
that's band FRA.
Band FRA. Oh, right. Okay, the band FRA, and then we would have a conversation with Sarah Yeboah to talk about Alliance Française's Jazz and World Music Festival. But aside that, you're also here.
I'm trendy.
I saw it, I was like, what's it about? So give us a little, you know what
I think in this particular video we were talking about how many months you should keep your underwears as a female. And apparently 6 months, your sisters have to throw their panties all away and buy new ones.
6 months?
6 months, yeah. 6 months is enough to keep your underwears. You have to throw them all away.
Question though, is it only for females?
Good question for the girls.
Okay.
You have to look into the hygiene of men.
Yeah.
Women, ours is very sensitive. And once you get infected by one panty, all of them have to go. Because you don't know, it can, see, some of the germs can stay in your panties even if you wash them in hot water.
Okay.
So once you have an infection, doctors will tell you throw all of those things you have in your closet away, buy new ones. And before you wear those new ones, you have to wash them with antiseptics, dry them in the sun before you're able to wear them. And in fact, the safest is also that you use panty liners to make sure that if any infection is coming through, even the new panties, you're safe. Yeah.
Okay,
so it's a very sensitive conversation when it comes to women. See how frustrated I look. Because why is the gender always going through a lot?
Okay.
We're not getting the voice, are we?
Yeah, we're not getting the voice. Okay. But yeah, it's on the page MX24. Or you can also join us every Monday, right?
Yes, on every Monday.
For interesting conversations like this as well. But I did not know about that.
No, now.
Yes. But also, cross it out.
Yes.
Over the weekend, they visited Fijai Senior High School.
Yes.
Interesting conversation. So MX24 says she is inspired, she empowered, and she reformed. A big shout out to Konduaba for helping raise awareness on the Jamal Cross It Out tour. We can't wait to have you again and splashing some photos of Cross It Out. A smile a day keeps the stress away. The Jamal Cross It Out brings you smiles from Fijai SHS's finest on an impactful day of teaching, empowerment, and fun. Shout out to sponsors Jamal Ghana, McPhillips Foods, YFM, and IBM Petroleum, also splashing photos of some students. Brutal fruits.
Spritzer.
Yeah.
I think this is probably one of the most beautiful scenes of women I have seen this year.
Yeah.
And I know that whatever is coming to Ghana is big. This was done in SA though.
Yeah.
Yes, and they showed up. South Africans, Nigerians, they tell you that
They know how to
But
party.
once this thing ends,
is that Bonang Mateba?
I'm not sure.
Because I think I heard she was a host.
She was the host. And why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? If this thing steps into this country, we'll show them different. Don't worry. Don't worry.
We beg.
Let them do mistake like that, using the air to pass. They had one in Ghana though, but that wasn't the pink table. That was
like a
I think the names are ready. We're ready. We're ready.
Okay.
We're ready. They should bring it on. We're going to give them a show. Okay.
So it has a video. You don't want to look at it?
Of course I do. Of course. I think the outfits are stunning. A brunch.
Oh, like an all-ladies brunch.
From women and all-ladies brunch. And of course, the brutal fruit drink is mild alcoholic drink for the ladies there.
Right.
Okay, because we don't have to drink strong and all of that. So it's just like a very good percentage of alcohol in there for women 18 plus. And it's a good time. It's a good drink for the good vibes.
Right. So it's just like a
normal drink for the normal girls.
Okay.
No. I said that wrong. I take it back. It is the bougie drink for the bougie girls. That not just anybody can take it.
Okay.
Okay. But the women that are empowered hook themselves up on this, and it's more empowerment for the day them.
Right. Okay. So Cross It Out is also here. Let's take a look at it before we get into what's trending on. Right?
Yeah. Basically, Cross It Out. So every October we talk about Pink October, and that's all in creating awareness about breast cancer. We are saying that 1 month is okay, but it's not enough to drum the conversation on breast cancer.
Right.
Also, the areas in which we see breast cancer awareness being made, or the places where you see people gathering and talking about breast cancer, you see our marketplace, you see open places, you see churches, but nobody is talking about the schools, the young people who, by the time you people are busy doing your breast cancer thing, they're probably in school or busy about, looking into their books. We want to tell them that, listen, yes, before breast cancer was associated to older folks, but now we have seen young people, being affected by this disease. And so we want to show them how to protect themselves, create awareness, cross out the stigma, just in case anybody is found in that situation where they have breast cancer as a young person, or crossing out the struggle, the misunderstanding of what breast cancer is. And also, we don't leave it there. We take it a notch further, where we advocate for mental health. We also help the girls build confidence. So we bring resource people to come on board, not only talking about breast cancer or creating awareness about breast cancer, but also helping them be better girls, better young people, grow up into a society where they are open to live and live better. And so that's what Cross Out is all about. And of course, our very energetic very
mistress.
as in Yabita is leading this course, and of course it's because she's a young, very recently she got her master's, and this is somebody who is a good mentor to all these young people, because looking at how young she is and the kind of achievements this girl has gotten for herself, she was the person who was best fit for this agenda. So yes, of course, every now and then every other presenter on the platform joins in to support, but yes, this is what Kickstart is about.
Right. Congratulations to the Kickstart team for the initiative and for visiting Fijai Senior High School over the weekend. But now let's get into the trends. And trending at number 1 in Ghana is Date Rush. Trending in sports, Chelsea, IP Switch is trending. Maseka is what's that? Mariska, right? Is that it?
I guess.
Anyway, trending in sports, Clippers trending in sports.
Why is that Marie trending? She has new music?
I was also thinking same, but I have not heard any.
What is music? New music then? Okay.
Olele Salvador says, a lot of the music you just heard is from my home country, Ghana. Globally acclaimed pop star Marie used part of her Coachella set to spotlight Ghanaian music featuring sounds from La Mem Gang, Easy First Lady, One Real, Joey B, and the Asaka Boys. Wow. Unfortunately, the media is not available. It's not there. So it looks like she performed at Coachella.
Ooh.
Yeah, 2025. Where she.
But that's amazing.
How y'all feeling tonight? I go by the name Amaray. I'm from Ghana.
Oh.
And tonight I came here to rock out with my fucking cock out. Are you ready, Coachella? This is the Black Star Experience.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
okay, we apologize for that cussing out. We didn't know she was going to say that.
Yeah.
But yes.
That was her performance.
But Amari, new opportunity.
I think that is the reason why she's trending.
She's trending, yeah. Oh, but she looked stunning. She looked amazing.
Yeah.
She looked amazing. Oh, the fire. Okay. But I love the fact that when she got there, she made Ghana. Like, she put Ghana. Yeah. You see, this girl is one of the young people in music who consciously puts Ghana there. But Ghanaians, yeah, they are here, you know.
You just don't want to support her.
I hope this year TGMS is bringing her and making better arrangements for her. And I'm going to say, I should go and bend the sea.
One interesting thing I saw in the trends, I was like, Palm Sunday, trending in politics. What has Palm Sunday do with politics?
What to do with politics, people? Hey, but dear, boy.
So for us Catholics, we are starting the Holy Week. It started yesterday, so just a plan for what this week is going to look like.
But you know, my entire life, this was the first time in Easter that I missed Palm Sunday.
I also did. I had
I went to church before I realized, oh, it's actually Palm Sunday. Yeah, I got to church before I realized, you know, there was Palm Sunday, and it's actually very sad. Yeah. I think that's those. I remember growing up, they'll do the whole thing. The palm branch and put flowers in there, and you hold it. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
it was more or less like a competition, if I can remember. It was more or less like a competition.
Yeah.
Like whose
thing is nicer? Whose palm was decorated? Hey, if you don't have flowers on it, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Like you can't. No, it's not going to come here plain. There has to be a yellow flower. There has to be a pink flower. Oh, what happened to our beautiful culture?
Boko is trending. I don't know if it's because of the fact that the president last week said that Asante Hene, together with, there's going to be a meeting this week to address the concerns in Boko. And you remember that in the ex-war government, President Akufo-Addo referenced this, but what was happening in Boko to the Asante Hene to try and lay matters, like try and solve whatever is happening.
My only problem is that
Boko.
when it comes to this issue, why is Asante Hene the one?
So I think that
bring peace.
My opinion. I think that if you look at the Ghanaian traditional society, the Asante Hene is one of the paramount in terms of traditional authority and power. That's I said like.
Would you say that? Of course, there are a lot of paramount chiefs.
Yes, but he is more revered. He is more or less like.
Okay. I like that you use that word.
Yeah.
I mean, when you talk about traditional leaders or kings in Ghana that are revered, he happens to top the list. So
I think
that's where it's coming from.
We just hope to see what happens, but let's see what's happening.
You also saw the comment. Okay, let's say that the comments that it was alleged that the IGP made, that if the Boko boys and girls decide to drop their guns and weapons, they're going to. What do you make of that? That's comment.
I think that it is a good initiative. I mean, I'm listening to you. I'm not doing that because of what you said. If we are going to see young people get into the Ghana Police Service to serve the country, to make sure that the security in our country is good, I mean, is better, is protected, it's a good initiative. However, it shouldn't be a yardstick for calling for peace. It should not be because we want peace, okay, so I'm going into the Ghana Police Service because I want peace. We should try and identify what the matter is, because you might recruit them into the Ghana Police Service if they tend to lay down their weapons or whomever. But what happens to those who do not want to lay down their weapons?
Exactly.
What are you going to do to them?
And for you are the authority.
Exactly.
You don't go negotiating with, for lack of a better expression, people that are acting in a criminal way.
Right.
You don't do that.
Right.
You don't negotiate with them. Clearly, this issue has gone beyond setting barriers. And so you're saying that you want to be careful and very tactical and strategic about going about it, so that you don't go and, aggravate the entire situation. Of course, that is to be appreciated. But why are we promising them things?
And the funny thing is...
And note that this IGP has a couple of days or month to retire.
Yeah.
He's going to put this promise, and you know how these people can get. They promised us this. So if we're not getting it, then we're going back to pick our weapons now. You know we don't want to do that.
Very true.
I know that the goal is to get peace. So anything and everything, it's desperate times. So of course, desperate measures are going to be taken. But he should be very careful and very strategic about the things he says, because it's going to get us into more trouble.
Right, but there's also another conversation about his visit to Boko, his apparel, what he was wearing. A lot of people are like, okay, it's sending wrong signals. I mean, you're coming to talk to us, and then you're coming in a bulletproof with a helmet.
So it's true. Just this morning, 2 policemen have been gunned down. And so of course, it's not a very safe environment. So I don't think anybody should start worrying about what if they went to. Hey.
But people still had. They were actually comparing him to Dampare. That Dampare would have gone in a very PR way. In terms of looking calm, looking like, okay, we have this under control, not looking tensions.
Let me be very honest with you, and this is life.
Right.
We're all different people.
True.
And IGP Dampare, wonderful PR person. A lot of people called him the media darling. He knew how to communicate to people. And so even the mere presence of the IGP was like a big, okay, once IGP says, okay, everything is done.
Yeah.
Probably, and I'm not saying this, probably, no malice intended, IGP Yohonu probably doesn't have that aura.
Right.
And so he has to do more, or he has to earn that trust. Because Ghanaians have fallen, and Ghanaians how we are. Change is very difficult for us. We've fallen in love with Dampare. We fell in love with Dampare. It's difficult to change, and so he'll get there.
Right.
If he is speaking well, because you see, one of the things that you must also give to former IGP Dampare was that
he understood communication.
So there were certain things he wouldn't say in public.
Right.
And so unfortunately, we probably don't have an IGP now that is great at that. It doesn't make him a terrible IGP, except that he needs to learn some of those things. And if he was under Dampare and he hasn't learned that, then that's very difficult to work with.
We've actually spoken about some of the stories we'll be going through this morning, but now let's get into our stories. And first of all, start off where 4 suspected robbers believed to be terrorizing inhabitants and travelers within the Adante areas in the Ashanti region have been gunned down by the Ghana Police Service during a shootout on the Brekwai-Fomena Highway. Now, the suspects believed to be a part of Fomena. The Ghana Police Service responded swiftly to distress calls and engaged the robbers in a fierce gun battle. 4 of the suspects died in the operation, while 2 others who also sustained injury wounds managed to escape into a nearby bush. Press conference later today, Monday, following growing tensions over the appointment of a new municipal chief executive for the Tema metropolis. This call comes in the wake of protests by some youth in Tema who are demanding that President John Dramani Mahama appoint an indigene as the next mayor of Tema. The unrest has been fueled by reports suggesting that Ibi Bright, the party's 2024 parliamentary candidate for Tema Central, is being considered for the role, despite earlier indications that Patient Ankwa Ado was a likely nominee. In a statement released by the constituency executives on Sunday, April 13, the group urged all party members, supporters, and residents to respect the constitutional process surrounding the appointment of an MCE and avoid actions that could threaten the peace and unity of the municipality. The Inspector of Police Christian Tete Yohuno has assured the Boko Naba and residents of Boko Service and other security agencies will remain neutral and professional in the discharge of their duties amid the ongoing conflict in the area. Now, during a working visit to the area after a series of clashes that led to the death of a civilian, injuries to security personnel and destruction of property, the IGP emphasized that the police had no interest in to enforce the law. Now, these are highlights from his interaction with them.
I bring you greetings from the First Minister and the greetings from the majority leader in Parliament, who is a son of this area. I had a lot of consultation with them before coming here. We are here, police, military, and other security services here to provide security to Boko. Some of us, we have been here in the years past. We know Boko. Boko is an area where every security officer would like to come and work here before finally he goes on retirement. Today, some of us who saw that we are not happy with what it is today. It is our prayer the Almighty God will bring the same glory of Boko back. I've come here to come and work together with you and also to ensure that our men that we bring here, they work according to the mandate. I've seen a lot of things that have been written on the placards, and we are going to work towards it. We are going to make sure that your concerns, as you have shown on your placards, we are going to work according to it. We want everything that is worrying the people in this area about we, the security over here. Let us know. Just put your grievances to the overlord, and they will receive it, and we will make sure that we will correct those things urgently. Just forgive us.
That was the IGP Christian Yohuno Tete speaking at Boko, where he had an engagement with the traditional chiefs and stakeholders. They're assuring them that their concerns will be addressed and trying to solve whatever is happening, the tensions that are brewing in Boko. But let's just stay in Boko, as President John Dramani Mahama has condemned the renewed violence in Boko, expressing confidence that the peace process led by Santehene Otumfuo Osei II will ultimately bring lasting peace to the area. Now, speaking at the graduation parade of the Ghana Military Academy on Friday, April 11, 2025, President John Dramani Mahama reiterated his government's commitment to restoring peace in the troubled enclave. And President Mahama also noted that the mediation process initiated by the Asantehene, which brings all key stakeholders together, remains the best route to peace. Now, he spoke at the graduation. Let's take a listen.
2 days ago, an incident in a marketplace, unfortunate loss of lives, and criminal vandalism of property. I wish to emphasize that nobody gains from this situation of conflict and insecurity. We have triggered the Otumfo mediation process, which saw all stakeholders participate in discussions in Kumasi on a roadmap towards peace. I'm assured by the Asantehene that the process will resume.
President John Dramani Mahama speaking at the graduation ceremony of the Ghana Armed Forces that happened over the weekend on Friday, April the 11th, 2025. Well, let's stay on the graduation as President John Dramani Mahama has called on the newly commissioned officers from the Ghana Armed Forces Regular Career Corps 63 to be committed and professional in discharging their duties. Speaking at the graduation ceremony held at the Ghana Military Academy on Friday, April 11th, President Mahama also noted that these cadets must serve with responsibility, integrity, and professionalism as they begin their career in the military service. Now, the graduation ceremony marked the official transition of the cadets into commissioned officers of the Ghana Armed Forces.
To our graduating cadets, you are being commissioned at a time when the sub-region is facing security threats. These threats have the tendency to erode our collective security gains. I encourage you to remain resolute and committed as you work very hard to improve on the legacy left by your predecessors. Embrace that legacy and carry it forward with pride. Under my watch as the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, merit-based promotions hinged on competence and not connections will be the norm and not the exception. We will also expand opportunities for non-commissioned officers, NCOs, to access officer cadet training. I believe every soldier should have a fair chance to rise optimally through the ranks, and especially when they merit it.
Now, let's still stay on President John Dramani Mahama as he has officially launched the Feed Ghana program to revamp the agricultural sector and ensure long-term food security and economic growth. Now, the launch of it marks a pivotal step in transforming agriculture across the country, promising a prosperous future for farmers, local communities, and the nation at large. Aligned with the government's broader agenda of securing Ghana's agricultural future, the program launched opens a new chapter in harnessing the region.
We're going to encourage not only households and communities to grow vegetables like tomatoes, pepper, garden eggs, and thereby reducing household food costs and increasing self-reliance, but we're also going to encourage institutions such as senior high schools with available lands to be supported to venture into crop production and livestock farming. And so all our...
That was President John Dramani Mahama speaking at the launch of the Feed Ghana program in the Bono East region. Now, what this initiative is going to do is that it's going to explore the potential of Ghana's agricultural sector across the country by and large, and give us, support the agricultural sector as well as the regions termed as the food baskets of the country. We hope to see the development of this agenda and what it means for Ghana and potentially the African continent if we tend to export. But now let's do education, where the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has declared 2 former students, Ransford Fosu Boateng alias Skama Baby and Raphael Apia Owusu persona non grata on its campus, citing persistent unlawful conduct and threats to campus security and order. In an official statement released by the Office of the Registrar, KNUST disclosed that Mr. Fosu Boateng was dismissed on March 21st, 2022, while Mr. Owusu's dismissal took effect at the end of the 2023-2024 academic year. Despite their removal from the university role, both individuals reportedly continue to infuriate university residential halls, engage in disruptive behavior, harass students, and flout disciplinary regulations. Now, the latest trigger for this action was their alleged involvement in an unlawful assembly that led to vandalism and the destruction of university property, an incident captured on the university's CCTV surveillance system. KNUST management emphasized that both individuals are no longer recognized as students and are barred from accessing or loitering anywhere on campus. Now, the management also issued a strong warning to current students to refrain from associating with the students, stating that any student caught aiding, abating, or facilitating their access to university facilities would face severe disciplinary action. Now, let's walk you through the statement released by the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in reference to this. And it says, KNUST declares 2 former students persona non grata. The management of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology has officially declared Mr. Ransford Fosu Boateng alias Scammer Baby and Mr. Raphael Apia Owusu persona non grata on the university campus. Mr. Fosu Boateng was dismissed from the university on the 21st of March 2022, while Mr. Apia Owusu's dismissal took effect at the close of the 2023-2024 academic year. Despite their removal from the university's role, both individuals have persistently and unlawfully infiltrated the university's residential halls, engaging in disruptive conduct, harassing students, and committing acts of indiscipline that compromise campus security and order. In recent incidents, the 2 former students were identified as participants in an unlawful assembly that resulted in vandalism and destruction of university property. The actions were captured and confirmed by the university's CCTV surveillance systems. The university management wishes to categorically state that these individuals are no longer bona fide students of KNUST and are henceforth not permitted to access or loiter within the premises of the university. They have been declared persona non grata and are to be treated as trespassers should they be found within any part of the university community. Furthermore, management strongly cautions all current students to refrain from associating with the individuals. Any students found to be aiding, abating, or following the university or facilitating their access to the university's facilities will face severe disciplinary actions following the university's regulations. KNUST remains committed to maintaining a safe, secure, and academically conducive environment for all members of the university community, and it was signed by Dr. Daniel Norris Bequing, the Deputy Registrar at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Now, finally, let's do some international news, where Gabon's military leader, General Brice Nguema, who in 2023 led a coup that ended a near 60-year dynasty, has won Saturday's presidential elections with more than 90% of the vote, and these are provisional results that are indicating. Now, ahead of the vote, critics argued that the new constitution and electoral code were designed to give Nguema a comfortable pathway to the top job. Some opposition heavyweights could have posed a serious political challenge, who were, supposed to pose political challenges were excluded from the race. His elections victory consolidates his grip on power nearly 2 years after the masterminded demise of President Ali Bongo, whose family had been in power in Gabon since 1967. Now, Nguema, who is 15, faced 7 other contenders, including former Prime Minister who served under the Bongo regime and 2 stalwarts of the former ruling PDG party. Now, his main challenge is now securing the 10%, and if it's confirmed by the Electoral Commission in Gabon, well, congratulations to him in advance, securing 90% of the votes, consolidating his power after he led a coup in 2023. Well, that's all for the morning news here on the AM Club. My name is Augustine Adam Kobitise. Remember that there's more news when you visit mx24online.com or join us on social media at mx24gh and mx24 news. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein, for coming through. Yes, and like he says, all the time, there's more news on our websites. Please jump on there, get yourself abreast with what's happening in Ghana and around the world. We'll move straight to some sports right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24, fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports on the AM Club. My name is Sedinam Edmund. Yes, that is how the name is. The way the guys mentioned the name. Yeah. Anyways, Sports on the AM Club is brought to you by Betway. Betway is always bringing you way more chances to win. This time it's all about the Bet Influencer. Look, if you're out there, you've got 2 followers on social media. Guess what? You can still cash out from them. How? It's very simple. Just place a bet on the platform, betway.com.gh. Then use the code, the code. Share it with your friends, a family. Some family members want more money. So you help them out. And then you also share with your followers. And anyone who places a bet using that particular code, you earn 4% of whatever they stake on that bet. Whether the bet ends up winning or losing, you still earn your 4%. So just start betting and sharing and get more. So the more people who use your code, the more money you make. It's that simple. Be the next biggest bet influencer when it comes to sports in Ghana and beyond today. Log on to betway.com.gh and start playing this very second. Terms and conditions always do apply, regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. With Betway, you are always going to get way more. Remember, bet responsibly. Meme, how do it a day?
I'm well.
Wonderful. You're looking all, your skin is giving and it's giving,
It's good weather.
Yeah, good roads, good weather.
Good people.
Charlie.
People that mind their business.
Oh.
People who don't see where you're passing, are just passing.
Because everybody's passing.
Oh. Only you and I understand what we're saying.
We pet.
Only we.
But me, my side, when we are coming to work,
they are looking at you, they are talking about you.
No one will see you. But the road that you pass on.
The road will frustrate you. See, as at this morning, the color of my eye has changed.
Sorry.
From the eye I brought. So right now, I can understand that we're going through a lot in this country. Essentially, we're going through a lot. But we believe in God Almighty. How was your Palm Sunday?
Oh, I went to church. It was good. It was good.
Okay, I love that.
I went to church. It was good. I went to church.
It was good.
To those who think I don't go to church, shame.
You went to church.
It was good.
What's the name of your church?
Oh, it's EP Church.
Evangelistic,
Evangelical Presbyterian Church.
It is a Presbyterian church.
Yeah.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the Ewe branch of the Presbyterian church.
A.k.a. Ewe People's Church.
Ewe People's Church. Oh, that's wonderful. Anywho, what's in the world of sports?
A lot is happening.
But before you get into sports, you were absolutely phenomenal last week.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much for holding us down.
Thank you.
You were absolutely, like I was waking up every morning watching you.
Aww.
I was. Thank you so much.
But please, you guys are owing me.
Yes, watching and a couple more things.
Nah. That one is imported. It's imported watching.
They were waiting. It's like the person just was waiting for this moment. Wow. Okay, I've heard you. Anyway, they don't say what I went to. So.
But me, my own is the food I was mentioning. Wache Gobe. I almost mentioned TZ. I want all of them available.
You're sorted, brother. You're sorted.
Yeah.
Even if you want to add TZ, I got you.
Okay.
Okay, let's get into sports.
But that's a big shoe to fill anyways. I hope I did not...
you killed it.
I did not mess you up.
No, you nailed it hands down. I couldn't have asked for anyone better. Honestly, you were absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you. Hey, we matter. This matter. Sometimes I wish the voice in our...
They hear it on television. You know, I wish they do. So they know that we are not the goofy ones. The goofy ones are behind the camera.
We are just trying. We are. You see, we are maintaining steez. Composure. Anyways, let's get into sports and start off this way, as Ghana has been drawn with defending champions Senegal as well as the DR Congo and the Central African Republic in the Group C of the 2025 Total Energies CAF Under-20 African Cup of Nations tournament, which will be held in Egypt. The CAF, that has conducted a fresh draw yesterday following the withdrawal of Côte d'Ivoire as tournament host. The Black Satellites will begin the entire battle by battling the reigning champion Senegal and face off with Democratic Republic of Congo much later, and end it all with the Central African Republic in Group C. The tournament will be running from the 27th of this month to the 18th of next month, and will bring together 13 teams across the continent, divided into 3 groups, one group of 5 teams and the other of 4 teams. Now we're looking forward to see what would happen in this particular tournament, as this tournament has already produced the likes of Mohamed Salah, Andre Ayew and Victor Osimhen in the past. Now let's turn our attention to the international world and do some international stories, as Newcastle, yes, they strengthened their push for a Champions League spot in the absence of unwell boss Eddie Howe with a crushing victory over Manchester United yesterday at St. James's Park. Howe was admitted to hospital earlier in the weekend as he felt unwell for a number of days. His assistants took charge and made sure that Ruben Amorim's team did not see the light of day, with the game ending 4-1 in favor of the home team.
Love to
It came from 2 goals down to actually make sure that Crystal Palace paid dearly by beating them 5 goals to 2. And Chelsea also drew 2-2 versus Ipswich Town. Kudus, his side, were not so lucky at Anfield as they were beaten by 2 goals to 1. Much later today, Bournemouth will be facing off with Fulham in that last fixture for the game round. Now let's get into the NBA as the regular season came to a close yesterday. That means we are now heading into the playoffs. But for the final game of the season, yes, Shamet, he came off the bench to score 29 points and short-handed the New York Knicks a road 17-0 third quarter run over the Brooklyn Nets. The game ended 113, 105 in the final game for both sides in the regular season. Here are the highlights.
The New York Knicks are locked into the three.
The season has come to an end. We'll first of all have a play-in session and then we head off into the playoffs. So for the play-in, we have the Hawks coming up against the Magic. The Grizzlies will be facing off with the Golden State Warriors, as well as you have the Heat and the Bulls in the play-in, together with Mavericks and the Sacramento Kings. So winners from this particular play-in tournament would then go into the playoffs, and then we'll have a beautiful playoff segment there. A lot of people are already starting to predict who will be in the finals for the various conferences. But who is your pick? Is it going to be, yes, the OKC Thunder versus the Cavs? At the end of the day, we'll live to see. Anyways, that's as far as that is concerned with regards to sports on the AM Club. My name is Sedinam Edmund, and we're back at 4 p.m. with all the highlights from Formula 1 to the Monte Carlo Turners, down to some more football action and some local stories that would intrigue you. 4 p.m. But anyway, sports on the AM Club was brought to you by Betway. Betway says you can win more just by sharing your bet code. How do you do that? Go on to betway.com.gh to place a bet there and share the booking code with your fans. Follow us on social media alike and stand the opportunity of earning 4% of whatever they stake with. That is their wager. So the more people who stake with your booking code, the more cash you earn. I know a lot of guys were earning cash because their bets were going south, but still, guys staked with their booking code. So join the fun today and don't be left out. www.betway.com.gh is the place to go. Terms and conditions do always apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. With Betway, you guaranteed to always get way more. Mimi, over to two.
I think for a minute I missed the part of you that was doing sports. Anywho, thank you so much for coming through with the sports and stories. Now catch up with all the fun, the breaking news stories, sports and business insights on MX24 online. Now let's take a deep dive into the world of entertainment and showbiz right after the short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Everybody, you're welcome to Entertainment News segments right here on the AM Club. My name is Daphne Flashley. I hope you guys are doing amazingly well, and I'm super excited this morning because today we have the Queen of England back here with us this morning, and I'm super excited. Madam, how is signing your constitution and your your trip and you know, going to the cabinet meetings? Your meeting with the Prime Minister.
There was no cabinet. Oh, but the Prime Minister's meeting was great.
It was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. How are you? You look beautiful. I miss you. I just realized that I actually miss you.
I mean, it is I.
It is you. Anywho, so good to be back. But hey, you look amazing. You look amazing as always. This pixie. I was telling you earlier, I have this earring. I don't know what to do with it.
Bring gum. I'll show you.
Hey, Mimi, God, your fashion sense needs to be elevated.
No. Your fashion sense is so good.
Is it?
Top notch. I
is
always
it?
watch. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, girl.
Thank you.
I think one time you wore this bubu to set, and I say, hey, if Mimi has wore bubu, let me wear some. I wore it, and then I say, what is this? Everybody and their bodies, this one and bubu. We have gone to wear bubu on set. In fact.
But I think you look really amazing. Whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. You look really, really nice. You look, yeah.
It's true love.
It's true love.
See, I think every weekend we are glowing. You know?
Unless you don't go to that weekend. Unless that weekend doesn't do mistake, I come and pass your doorsteps.
The last time I didn't go for that weekend, you saw how I was looking that day. JKD was, what is this? That me. But anyway.
Obey. Anywho, what's in the world of entertainment?
As usual, you know how we do it on Mondays. We get to give you all the events that is happening. I'm so lucky that I was able to be at the UPSA auditorium with Moses B. Accra. And I'm so excited because, listen, I went there to, you know, do interviews, right? But I came back feeling like the president of the Republic of the World.
Of the world?
Of the world.
Oh, why? How's that?
I came back feeling empowered.
Oh, wow.
The food.
There was food?
Listen, just it was amazing. I had opportunity to listen to seasoned speakers. My first time listening to Futurist Kwame.
Oh, my baby. I think he's an incredible speaker. Futurist is
my mind was blown. Moses Biatha himself talking about the outfit. Hey, where was he going?
Isn't it?
Okay. I didn't know
it was giving Deputy Mahama.
I'm telling you.
It was giving Mahama's deputy. Like, yo.
I didn't know it was part of the armed forces.
Yeah.
Had Chris B and his partner from Chicken Man, Pizza Man. You think about it, you just think that, oh, where are these people from? But you didn't know that they've been through everything they had to be through to shape them. We had Say Edem who came in.
Anthony Jemefe was there.
Yeah. And in fact, and everyone's story is unique. And everyone went through the process. And so now if I'm here and I'm going through a hard day, I know that if they went through it and they came out of it and they are doing amazing, why can't I?
And
so this morning, I'm feeling very, very empowered. That's why I walked here today feeling like I can say sit and not you. Everybody else.
But me.
Need to be fun mouse. Anyway, so in case you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, in case you weren't at UK, but you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this. We'll be right back.
You are the shadiest shader in the world. I hate you right now.
Speaking engagement, they got to live up to how everyone has treated me in Ghana, and I am loving it. So I am Makita Smith. I was listening to the not speaker, but the MC talk about, introducing me, and I'm like, that sounds really good. I have accomplished a lot in these short years that I have been in this world, and I want to talk to you today about how you can do some of the same things and then the things that God has called you to do. And so I have a speaking engagement. They got to live up to how everyone has treated me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so in case you missed it, this is just a snippet. So listen, if with just this, with the fireworks and everything, imagine what you would have missed out, but not to worry. It's going to be, it was actually streamed on our platforms, TV, and then also YouTube, and also on their YouTube. So just in case you missed it, listen, you can go there and then you definitely grasp certain things. Yeah. They were, I don't know how these speakers do it, but they were rhyming. The future of the is the
Especially future is coming, I believe.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Come dear. He's a blessing to both the world, and most importantly, Ghana. And I pray that Ghanaians tap from him what God has put into that young man, because tell me why a young man like that just carries so much wisdom and power.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
I like the name Futurist.
Because everything about him has, whatever decision he's making today has to make sense in the future. It's Anya. Anya.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Futurist. But also, big shout outs to you, to the very fantastic Moses Biatha. Listen, you did it. I mean, you did it. Young man, I was telling you his age earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of young men his age wouldn't be where he is. And I'm telling you, what you saw on that stage is just a little song.
One more thing. We are all human beings. When people were sharing their phones, you say it's for students. Me, I'm there student. Last so I have to say. Because like by now, I'll be holding my new iPhone 60.
They were sharing iPhone.
They were sharing phones and laptops. Say it's for students. They'll come and then you answer a question correctly. And actually, this session made me realize that human beings, we don't pay attention, because something that someone will just say and will end the speech and they'll call someone to repeat it. The person has yeah. So people got phones. People got money. People got food, people got money, people got the opportunity to have investments for their jobs, the things that they are coming up with. In fact, it was such an impactful Saturday. The food. Anyway.
Yes, All right, so the food was good.
The food was good.
Food is important.
Food was good.
But then I said that all those hours without food, that would be very chaotic.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, we're moving on to the 7th edition of the African 100 Most Influential Young Leaders. And then it took place on April 12, 2025 at the British Council in Accra, Ghana. It started at 5 p.m. The highly anticipated gathering celebrated the exceptional and influential African leaders who are shaping the continent's future. The event aimed to inspire, empower, and connect the next generation of leaders, provide platform for them to share their innovative ideas, experiences, and insights, with a focus on recognizing and amplifying the voices of young African change makers. This event promised, and it was an unforgettable experience, fostering collaboration, growth, and positive impact across the continent. Let's take a look. Thanks, You watching on the TV, you can't be influential too. I can be influential. Everybody can be influential for us to be nominated and then, be there. But I'm telling you, next year, Obana, Obana, you see. Anyway, I have the last thing coming up, and then I'm going to, quickly go. But we can't do all these things without fun and excitement. And so over the weekend, Coachella happened. Yes, it was amazing, and Ghana was not left out, because guess who was there doing it? And if you did that, you shake it to the max. And then also we have Amare, we had Molly Music. Ghana represented very, very well. That's Amare's set. It was amazing. And we had Tyler. Africa actually represented very, very well. I'm very excited. Missy Elliott was able to do her thing. Missy Elliott is actually, and in fact, when it comes to last week, when it comes to Missy Elliott, there was a conversation that, they were like, they are not going to agree, because Nicki Minaj was named the best rapper of all time, the best female rapper of all time. And then I was sitting here with Sedinam, and Sedinam said that I will not agree. Why? Because Missy Elliott is there. Have I listened to Missy Elliott? Yeah. So I think those at Coachella will be able to attest with the energy she brought up. And so Coachella was an amazing one. So those of you who are not able to be there like us, not to worry. There's still more videos that we can definitely catch up on. You went to UK. You couldn't buy a ticket to go to the Coachella.
It's not something I typically will be wanting to go to.
This shots, did you shots?
But you see me at Coachella?
No.
Exactly. Exactly.
This shots, did you shots? Let me go and sit myself. You go see it.
But another big news over the weekend was Araba Kumsin got married this weekend. Yes, seasoned journalist. She took a little bit of a break very recently, just a few months ago. She has been in the back end for a bit, but she has been at the forefront for years, doing her thing on television for years. So a big congratulations to my big sister.
Congratulations.
A mentor and a wonderful woman in the space of journalism. Araba Kumsi, congratulations to you. It was your birthday yesterday as well, so happy birthday to her.
Look at all the good stuff that are happening at once. this is
celebrating your birthday, getting married, just continuously looking beautiful and very intelligent. We love you and keep shining on, Queen. You do this, okay?
Call me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had an amazing time today. Today is Monday, but we didn't set the tone on the dull side, okay? We started really, really well, and I hope that you guys grasp it and then move along with it. My name is Daphne Flatley, as usual, every time on Coffee Daily Entertainment News segments. I'll see you same time tomorrow. I leave you in the hands of this beautiful, beautiful Queen of England, the mini Iduak Mensah. See you tomorrow.
Daphne Flashley, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. It's good to come back and see your wonderful face, okay? You look beautiful as always. Now, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. Now, with Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, our health plans, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. Now, please feel free to reach out to us on 050-1515124 or 0539-135-073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you. Now, are you looking for the best value data voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs? And at Telecel, we understand everyone has their own preference. That's why we have the unbeatable Made For Me bundles made just for you. The Made For Me bundles are of affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for this for you. Okay, that's personalized for you. Now simply dial *530#, that's *530#, or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to our special Made For Me bundle. Telecel, connecting energies. Now that's it for Coffee Daily. Up next is News Review segment right here on the AM Club. We'll be right back after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
I'm Edna and I'm 24 years of age, living with cerebral palsy for the past 24 years. And it's always been up and down. At times I give up, thinking that I'll end my life. It got to a point I went for job hunting behind my mom's back. I felt like, am I going to be a burden upon my family? Growing up, I wanted to become a radio presenter to to solve problems and then to help others who have the same disability like me.
She came to me one time and she was like, she wants to apply for a job. I'm like, is she sure she wants to do it?
Writing an application anywhere I see workers needed.
I picked her book and I realized that there was some this information about going to look for a job application. I said, I became very free. I said, why?
But I'm not the one who submitted the application. It's my younger brother who was submitting because he had faith in me.
When I was asking her, she started crying. Mommy, you told me I didn't listen because whenever I go, they say I'm disabled, so they will not give me a job. I said, I told you.
Then she brought up the plan of soap business. And we started, but we were using red oil. And the red oil, we nearly burned the house.
She was saying that she doesn't want to give up. He said, Mommy, it's animal fat. Why don't we try that one?
Before that, I've tried a lot of oil in the room. All of them, they didn't work. They were not as hard as I want. So then I tried a cow and it worked. Then they even suggested to me that a good fat will do the work even perfect.
Ne soap na buy and be brave, especially actually butcher ya ye ni mono. Soap ni edi senior ma, na ne price ne affordable.
Samina no di to ne mama ma silver we fine. And any product now the yensu is exceptional.
For the past 1 year I've been doing this soap business. My biggest challenge was the fact that there was shortage of fat in the butcher house.
And the onya product no all the year I to be no na hadri. Emma nyamatono relationship now in terms so auntie disamina no also onya product na hadri.
When she does the soap and she goes out of it, people cheat her. She'll go and sell and then they will buy it on credit. They don't pay her. And they have to go around to take the money for her.
How I got to know about Ghana Grows was a big surprise to me. One of our teachers called me that I'm needed at Koforidua. And I told him that how?
They have to encourage her so that we can go to the place to see things for myself. In fact, I don't know what to say. How to well.
I got to Koforidua and I called my teacher and I was like, "Sir, please." She was like, "The people received you." I was like, "Yes, but what are we doing here?" He said, "Nothing. Just follow instructions." Until we went into the crowd and I saw that I was Ghana Growth program.
Sometimes you won't say, "You first say be papa be and few but Edna et me I be say and I say one so what I say Edna no bet me more than what Edna too is doing."
Yeah, who say our talents be brave. Until they are all starting on keep it up. I
am very proud that after all these years, she's trying her best and she's been selected.
Mommy always tell me this, that 1,000 journey begins with a step. And I know that one day I'll be there. So in few years to come, employing people with disability is #1.
I'm grateful to Ghana Growth, and all these years I've sacrificed for her has not gone in vain.
The advice I'll give to someone who is trying to start a business or who is like me and dreaming big, hey, Dubai wasn't built in one day. My name is Edna Vosa, the soap maker. All types and different kind of soap. Ghana Grows Hope Day.
Ghana Grows Hope Day.
Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. And both teams score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City? Or a high-scoring game of the bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win, even if your bet misses.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo.
Get connected, feel the vibe.
When others try to think outside the box, you wonder, what box?
Catch the wave, enjoy the ride.
To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. If you're just joining in, you made the right choice. We're about to get into big conversations right here on the show. So if you're just joining in, make sure to stay right here. All the relevant conversations there is to have this morning. I'm ready with my guests to get into that. Remember that we are live on all social media platforms. So if you're moving from your homes, remember that you can still be on the platform as we get into the big conversations for the day. Now, at Equity Health Insurance, we are saying that, listen, your life matters, your property matters, everything concerning you and your workers matters. And so we're giving you insurance that helps makes your life even more easier. When faced with challenges, we are ready to help make those challenges feel a little lighter than it's supposed to feel. So jump onto Equity Health Insurance today and thank us later. Now, also, we have the Equity Micro Health Plan. Health care should be affordable and accessible to everyone, regardless of financial status. With this in mind, Equity Health Insurance introduces the Micro Health Plan, a cost-effective health insurance solution tailored for market traders, artisans, small business owners, and low-income earners. Now, for a little as 52 Ghana cedis per month, you get access to outpatient and inpatient care, consultations with accredited health professionals, emergency medical assistance, essential medications, and diagnostic tests. The Micro Health Plan is built to ease the burden of healthcare costs, ensuring that quality medical services are within our reach or your reach. Individuals and families, secure your health plan today. Contact us on 0509 339 414 050-933-9414 050-9969-010 to enroll today. Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you. Now, with Jibu Water, staying refreshed has never been easier. Jibu Water provides clean, healthy water you can trust as your go-to source for drinking and cooking with options of our innovative 20-liter bottles that come with a tab and also 18.9-liter bottles. Your dispensers will have a breath of new life as our clean and hygienic Sayibu water flows through them for your consumption. For your purchase today, call us on 020-9845-817. That's 020-9845-817. Or visit our website at www.sayibuco.com, sayibuco.com/GH for more information about our brands. Sayibu Water, a better life. Now joining me for the conversation this morning is Jesse Jakes, NPP Communications team member, and Sayibu. Sayibu. Hadaway. Hamdaway.
Yes.
Why did you write Hadaway? NDC youth activist. I like to make a little bit of fun of the NDC people. So anything is smiling for you, Abi. How are you being in power?
Oh, Charlie, so far so good.
So far so good, eh?
Generally, everybody is enjoying.
Is it?
Yeah.
People are not concerned about some of the comments that are flying around.
Oh, Charlie, it's a mere propaganda.
Yeah, but from your end as well, I mean, you've made some appointments that are making people feel like, you know, that was very partisan. Of course, for our IGP, very recently, he made some comments that people thought that, you know, was a little bit on the low regarding the Boko incidents or the Boko situation.
Sometimes certain comments are meant to happen. So sometimes when MPP communicators comes into this, you just realize that they have nothing but propaganda. No, each and every person has a way of engaging in certain things. So I fully understand the IGP and the tangent he's going to resolve each and every matter, especially with the Boko. No, it has been a long-standing issue for a very long time. Even some of us, it seems we're kids till now. Yeah, so for him engaging in such conversation, you have to realize that he needs to take his time. And certain comments are there. When he made those comments, definitely MPP guys who wants to always engage this kind of fight in political or politics will have to measure it in political way or political conversations.
Anyway, all right. So let's get into our conversation for this morning. Also, Jesse Jakes is here. I'm going to start with Jesse with regards to the attempted arrest of Reverend Intim Fojo. He's a reverend, right? I know a bishop.
He's a reverend.
Reverend Intim Fojo and matters arising regarding that. Just a couple of weeks ago, he made an assertion. And my only worry is that nobody has been able to confidently tell us whether or not Reverend Intim Fojo has evidence of the said aircrafts that have been in this country carrying illicit drugs or engaging in money laundering. It's a comment he made, or it's an allegation he made, and was inviting the sitting governments with its apparatus or security apparatus to investigate. Now they're saying that, listen, to investigate this matter, you are the first person we want to talk to. We need you to give us evidence. We need you to work with us, uncover this truth or this allegation. When that was said, I think I saw an interview of him saying that why would he be the one to give them a lead? And why would he be the person they'll be targeting? They should go after where he has given them a lead to. But again, one would say, if something is coming from your camp, why wouldn't we engage you to help us investigating this issue? Since you have so much information, it hasn't gone so well for a lot of people, especially for the people in the MPP. It's almost as if there has been a witch hunt on the person who's supposed to be helping the sitting government uncover some fraudulent activities going on. Well, Jesse Jakes, speak on that matter for me, because two posts were made. One from your chairman, and then your secretary, Abi, about his arrest. That
in fact, most of the executives made a post.
Made a post on Facebook, speaking on the fact that NIB had visited him and attempting to arrest him. What has become of that issue, and what are we looking at?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to the fantastic team behind AM Club Morning Show.
Appreciate you.
Very good morning goes to Joshua Kufudampari. He's a fantastic guy. He's Ghana's future asset. Another good morning goes to lawyer Richmond Amofasapon, Fela Makafuri's manager. Mimi, we live in a country governed by laws, rules, and regulations. Therefore, everything we do, Mimi, should be within the remit of the law. the attempted arrest of Reverend Intim Fojo was unprofessional.
Okay.
It was blatantly unconstitutional, politically induced. Look, if we continue to target voices of conscience, we set a precedent that undermines national unity, and it weakens the very confidence we have in our democratic institutions. What does the law say? Please, can you read Article 117 and Article 118, Clause 1 for us, for the purposes of education?
Okay. I'd have you continue while I get into that.
And you see, what happened last week was a classic example of the state attempts to intimidate truth tellers and people who genuinely have the nation's interest at heart. And so this morning, I'm going to back my presentation with Article 117.
Article 117?
Exactly. And after reading Article 117, we will read Article 118, Clause 1.
Okay. Article 117 of Article 117 of the 1992 Constitution of Ghana provides immunity from service of process and arrest to certain individuals who are engaged in parliamentary proceedings. Specifically, it states that civil or criminal process from outside Parliament cannot be served on or executed against the Speaker, a member of the clerk of Parliament, while they are on their way to attending or returning from parliamentary proceedings. This protection ensures the smooth function of Parliament by preventing interruptions or distractions due to legal process.
Exactly, and Article 118, Clause 1.
Okay, Article 118.
Clause 1.
Clause 1. Okay.
Yes, please.
Let's get into that. Okay. Okay. Clause 1 of the Ghanaian
yes, please.
Provides immunity for witnesses summoned for the Speaker, members, and the Clerk of Parliament while they are attending Parliament. This means that they cannot be compelled to appear as witnesses in a court or place outside of Parliament while attending parliamentary proceedings. Was this arrest tried, was it within that time frame?
Exactly. So, Mimi, after reading this, I still don't understand why people are defending the nuisance that occurred last week. Honestly, sometimes...
Where exactly was Reverend Intim Fojo when the arrest was?
Well, he was in his house.
After Parliament?
Exactly.
Was it right after, or it was just within a certain time frame that it was... He was not going to benefit from that immunity.
Exactly. So he shouldn't necessarily be in Parliament. It could be that on that very day he was returning from Parliament.
That's right.
Exactly. And so the invitation did not appear on the front desk of the Speaker of Parliament. So it was unconstitutional for the NIB officials to arrive in his house for an arrest. And honestly, sometimes I wonder how some right-thinking Ghanaians have managed to lose every little of critical thinking. Mimi, it's like common sense went on a vacation and forgot to return. Yeah, and sometimes the way they talk about Reverend Intim Fojo's arrest, it's as if now logic has taken a back seat.
Okay, so
now emotions and years, they have taken the wheel.
Okay.
What should Reverend Intim Fojo be arrested for?
Okay,
for an arrest, Felix Fosu-Kwakye himself says government has no interest in. Is that the arrest they are talking about? And look, the politics and the inconsistencies in Felix Fosu-Kwakye's communication confirms our allegation.
That?
Because in Felix Fosu-Kwakye's communication, he said there was a certain flight that arrived in Accra. And the tail number for the flight was Kavok CVK 7037. Now, according to credible sources like Flight Aware, Flight Radar 24, it tells you that Kavok CVK 7037 has never arrived in Ghana. So I don't understand, and I don't know where Felix Fosu-Kwakye got that particular tail number from. Secondly, he says the second flight that brought in the spare parts to fix the technical issues of the first flight came from Gran Canaria, and after fixing the technical issues, went back to Gran Canaria. But when you check the activity log of the second flight, Mimi, it tells you that, yes, the second flight came from Gran Canaria, delivered the spare parts. Now, after delivering the spare parts, the second flight went back to near Luanda in Angola. And after Angola, it went to 2 different countries before arriving in Ghana and went back to Gran Canaria. So these inconsistencies confirms Reverend Ntimfodjo's allegation. Now, let me educate.
Wait. Before you consider, so you don't confuse me.
Okay.
So you're telling me right now that the flight eventually ended up in Gran Canaria? After 3 other trips.
After 3 other trips. But Felix Fosu-Kwakye is telling us...
It moved straight from Ghana to Gran Canaria. That's what you're trying to
Yes, and that is the inconsistency in his communication.
I don't know about that, but I don't know if he said that exactly.
But your producers can help us with the video and then the activity log form. I mean, all relevant aviation companies.
Works perfectly.
Secondly, let's assume that the second flight that came in brought spare parts. Now, Felix Fosu-Kwakye said the second flight was an air-med ambulance. But you know, and people watching us, they know that air-med ambulance is not a cargo flight.
No, it's not.
And it was not designed to be picking spare parts. So if Felix Fosu-Kwakye is telling us that the air-med ambulance brought in spare parts, Mimi, it also confirms our allegations
that
was an alleged drug trafficking and money laundering. 2, aviation sense will tell you and I that every air flight has its own cargo hub. So, for example, British Airlines has its cargo hub in London. Now, this is public information. Air-med ambulance has its cargo hub in America. So, Felix Fosu-Kwakye telling us that the second flight brought in the spare parts from Gran Canaria, it raises a suspicion.
Okay.
Do you get it? So, these are preliminary basics and information we are putting out there for investigations to start. Reverend Ntimfodjo is not a national security operative.
But how did he get this information?
I am not a national security operative. Reverend Ntimfodjo is a ranking member on Interior Committee in Parliament. So he has the privileges to some of these information.
And so if he has, what is wrong with he being invited to help investigate this matter?
Exactly. And that is the invitation Felix Fosu-Kwakye is blocking. And the man at the center of all even wrote to relevant institutions for invitation, collaboration, so that they can start investigations. But the man said no invitation has been extended to him.
But
so what should he do? Should he present himself to the security agencies? It is the duty of the security agencies to follow due process, legal process, invite the man for investigations to start. The man has provided history, flight history, on the flight in question, and that is enough for investigations to start. Look, when you visit various government and private hospitals, before the doctor will administer any drug to you, he requests for your medical history. Why? Because he wants to know the root cause and what is wrong with your body system, so that he can either stop a medication or continue with a medication. So what is the NDC government hiding? Why is it that, why are they preventing relevant institutions from investigating the matter? It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so from what we understand and from what has been put out there, their metrics of investigation is inviting him. But again, we're touting the conditions around his call as an arrest. So with that, you're not agreeing with that term, or they're trying to, as it were, squeeze his hands to throw away that allegation.
But the man in question here is a public figure.
Exactly my point.
He's a member of parliament.
Right.
He's been guided by some parliamentary immunity. So the national security operative must know that and respect the process and invite him in that due process. Exactly. You don't just go into his house and arrest him in the name of you want to invite you and collaborate. No, he is a member of parliament and a public figure. So they should know that sense and protocol and invite him.
All right. Now I'm going to move to you, my brother. It looks like you paid attention to his submission on that issue of Reverend Ntimfodjo. What are your takes on it?
First of all, I will have to pity my brother for insulting the whole Ghana. he stated that we've sold our conscience. And he made you read Article 116 and also Article 117, Clause 1, right?
No, 118, Clause 1.
118, Clause 1. And from the clause, you realize that it gives immunity to some members of parliament when they are going to parliament and when they are from parliament. And in this case, Reverend Tim Forjo was at his residence.
Exactly.
And you've asked him that question. So he should first of all apologize to Ghanaians.
Apologize for what?
For
How do you
insulting
know
our
whether he was
conscience.
returning from parliament?
He was
No,
at his
but
residence.
He doesn't know, so he can't make a concrete assertion to that.
Then you can also make a concrete assertion on that.
I've made a concrete assertion because
when
there
you
is a parliamentary
were talking,
article.
I made you have your time.
There is a parliamentary article.
I'm going to let you, but I'm glad that you bring that up. And I was going to get into that, but I let it slide. But I'm glad you bring that up. If you cannot specifically or concretely tell us that he was at home in a certain time frame, you cannot use that.
No, but that time Parliament was not in
exactly.
recess.
So then he cannot have immunity.
No, but Parliament was not in recess.
Okay.
Parliament was in session.
Was in session.
Exactly. So
it could be possible that he's just coming from Parliament.
Exactly.
Or he's just going to Parliament.
Thank you. So the Constitution
but we don't have
protect him.
Okay, so we don't have facts whether or not he was going or coming from Parliament.
But the fact that Parliament is in session means
that he cannot.
Exactly.
Parliament was in session.
Guys, Parliament went on recess very recently. After that situation.
Parliament went before that situation.
Before that situation.
No, but can you prove?
Parliament went before that situation.
Yes, give me data on
they've been on recess for a while now.
You know Parliament is in recess now.
They've been on recess for a while now.
But he can't make a concrete assertion to whether he was at his home or, I mean, whatever.
Anyway, once we are trying to battle that out, make your point on this conversation for me.
There's a saying in my language that those who kill people don't always want to lie down flat because they know the exact procedure it takes to kill people. We're in this country when MPP government led national security to go and brutalize certain members of parliament. The former MP for the Dodio constituency, Edward Nilante Vanderpoel, on many cases, he stated that he was brutalized, kicked, and even put in at the back of a car boot. Same thing happened to Sam George. When he was being slapped till date, we've never had any review or anything that happens to we've never, sorry. We've also seen Sam George when he was brutalized and slapped in one of the elections. And till date, when the Commission of Inquiry was to investigate that matter, we've never had any issue on that, or any results or any review on that. And we've seen that in many cases where MPP guys led national security to brutalize people.
So we should do same to them.
I'm not trying to rebut it with those. But you see, today, if Reverend Tim Forjo is sitting at his residence, Bath, and when everyone is on holiday, he went to Parliament, sit and allege that the government is involved in drug trafficking and also in money laundering. And now the proof, they've now called you out. The president has given you an opportunity to liaise with state institutions to provide us with evidences. Give us information to investigate these matters, and all you could say is that you don't have any evidences. The government should rather come and give us evidences.
Do you expect him to give you cocaine?
He should give us evidences.
Do you expect him to give you
anyone who alleges?
I think that question is
who alleges must come with evidences.
No, but let me tell you, this guy saying,
brother, please.
He's asking for
I think
evidence.
the question is that
does he want Reverend Tim Forjo to bring a powder of cocaine to the national security?
I don't think that's what Ghanaians are asking for.
No, but that's what he's talking about. That's what he's saying. Does he expect Reverend Tim Forjo to go and fetch a powder of cocaine and send it to national security operatives? When there was a cocaine bust in Cape Coast and Takrade, the national security operatives saw a powder of cocaine before going to take the cocaine. They acted on intel. So this is a classical example. You see, we have given you.
I'm actually going to hold you on that. Let him finish his submission.
You see, let's assume that Reverend Tim Forjo is in his father's house, and all of a sudden he happened to see some suspected individuals putting, let's say, some explosive bombs at one particular corner of that particular house. Will he even wait for his father to even come to ask him? He will rather take the phone to call, oh, father, this is what I've seen here. And these are the evidences attached. We expect Reverend Tim Forjo to do the same thing here. He should he should collaborate with the investigative bodies
and give you a powder cocaine.
I don't think that's what he's asking for, but please.
He shouldn't give us powdered cocaine. The committee that he's serving is one of the most important committees.
I agree.
It has to do with national security.
Absolutely.
It has to do with peace and stability of our nation.
Absolutely.
He can't just wake up, bath, dress, and eat to his satisfaction and come and allege anything without providing us with evidences.
I think that's
very
fair.
wrong.
Yeah.
I would rather go, or I will subscribe my view to what a lot of people, a lot of Ghanaians has been saying. Reverend Tim Fojo simply wants to be Ablakwa in opposition. And you see, Honorable Kujodo Ablakwa, when he was in opposition, whenever he's coming to allege anything, he back it with evidences. Whenever he's publishing something, he back it with evidences. Reverend Tim Fojo only dress up, comes out, because
really
you know at the end of the day,
yeah, because he's a gentleman.
Because you know at the end of the day, the president or the government who made it slide. We want to explicitly state that this time around, we are not going to let any person, just either in government or opposition, just get a bath and come and state anything at all and move away freely. No, we've seen what is the name, Nana B, stating that if they are going to arrest Reverend Tim Fojo, then they must arrest all of us. You should wait. When the National Service Secretariat, when everything is unraveled and he has found guilty, that's when he will know that we'll arrest him or not. Okay. He can't just get up and go and join any, let me say, excuse me to say this, to say this word.
Don't say it if you have to excuse yourself.
He can't just get up and join any bunch of unnecessary crowd, those who allege without evidences, to state anything and move away freely. No, this time around we are not going to endure any kind of act, or we are not going to endure any unnecessary commentary in this government. Once you allege, you must provide us with evidences.
I think it's fair to say this, Jesse, even though you don't agree with me.
You see,
and
let me come. He stated that Felix Kwachi misrepresented some information. If indeed he misrepresented some information, why is it that when the guy, Reverend Tim Fojo, went on that particular, your sister station, why didn't he debunk it with evidences? He only comes to state with unknown website that we all don't even have much relevant information from, stating that this flight moved from here to here, and at the end of the day, it wasn't one flight, it was two flights. Indeed, Felix Kwachi stated that there was a cargo flight and there was the airmat flight. And all this flight that he stated was having issues. And he also provided that sorry. There was some
water for my guest. Why?
There was some backup flight that came to take the goods. As a matter of fact, the cargo flight was moving to EU market. So what are you trying to tell us? If you state that there's miscommunication here, then you should back it with facts. And
but the facts are outside there.
These are the kind of conversations they engage in.
Yeah. Okay. So fact is that we all agree that when certain allegations, because if I sit here on my platform and say certain things and call out certain people, it's only a call in the right direction for me to be invited to confirm those things. Like very recently, we saw Kwame A+ and some other person invited to come and help with to look into the death of Ahmed Swale. A lot of other cases where we have seen people be invited. I think it's only fair to say that if we want an end to corruption in this country, some of these things need to be welcomed without having to politicize them. Now let's move on to last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Last week, right? Interior Minister made some comments, and people are not happy at all with regards to issues regarding Galamsey. And his comments were that once, okay, I'm gonna go into it so that it doesn't become my words, but I'm reading it from a news platform. This is from Joy News. It says Interior Minister Muntaka Mubarak has announced that the NDC government is not interested in prosecuting foreigners engaged in fraud and illegal mining activities across the country. He says the government is rather putting in place a new policy which will see the deportation of such individuals upon their arrest. Speaking during an engagement with the Ashanti Regional Police Command, the Interior Minister stressed the government is focused on removing foreign nationals who participate in galamsey, which has caused extensive environmental damage across the country. And people say, waiting for here. Why are we deporting instead of prosecuting these people? And the classical case of Aisha 1 was stated, was brought out. And we all saw the reason why even some NDC sympathizers were not happy about the comments, because this is a lot for us to deal with. If these people are not going to be prosecuted and all they have to do is to go back home and go and sip on some tea in their country, then where would this fight end is what the questions are. But I'm going to start with him because it is your people who have decided, who in opposition promised us that we are going to make sure that in our first year of government, the thing called galamsey will be a thing of the past. But then we're seeing...
They gave it a stipulated time of 90 days.
Of 90 days,
yes,
right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Here we are.
You can provide us with evidence.
Oh, my guy. But I know that there was going to be a framework.
There was a framework to stop galamsey.
Absolutely. I know that was in...
For him to tell us
the framework? Which framework?
Okay, so we'll say 90 days is over. It's not over yet.
Our president is having breakfast with LI 2462, and you are telling us that there was a framework. You continue with your submission.
My brother, let's talk about the position of Muntaka Mubarak.
You see, growing up, whenever we made mistakes or whenever we state certain things and our parents is to take punitive measures against us, they always give us opportunity to explain our stance. You see, the honorable member...
Oh, then I like your parents. My parents didn't ask me for that. Let's go on.
Let's see, I was from a good family. So the honorable member, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, made those statements. And as a matter of fact, none of us here has the basics to which he made those statements.
But those are very unfortunate statements.
I'm quite sure he made those statements because of the intelligence or the information he had at hand.
Okay.
And so he comes out clearly to state or explain the reasons why he made those statements. I don't think we should engage in politics of this.
But don't you think it's unfortunate, before you land, don't you think it's unfortunate that then we have to now come and be waiting for explanation every time for whatever this government does?
It's not a matter of waiting for explanation. But you see, at the end of the day, the most important thing is stopping galamsey. And if the Interior Minister thinks that, okay, this is the tangent for us to go in, and at the end of the day, we'll be able to solve this particular galamsey matter. Of course, there's a precedent that Aisha 1 was deported and she found her way back to the country. She still engaged in galamsey. But sometimes, certain intelligence has to be undertaken. Recently, the Deputy Minister for Interior was interviewed, and he stated that certain information, he can't state it clearly on that particular interview because of some particular things behind it. The honorable member, Honorable Muntaka Mubarak, is someone I have so much trust in. He's someone that has been in Parliament for a very long time, and he has the capabilities. He's someone that has been doing well. And I truly believe that the President knows his capabilities by entrusting that particular duty to him. And at the end of the day, we should all rally behind him. Whatever measures that he's coming to take, let's rally behind him and see how he'll be able to solve this particular galamsey matter. And for him, I truly believe that even if at the end of the day, the government comes, we want to prosecute them, let them serve the 20 years that is stated in the Constitution, and at the end of the day, we'll deport them. I think Honorable Muntaka Mubarak will simply withdraw his words and also go by what the government is saying. Because at the end of the day, myself, you, and get these foreigners, I'll simply go by his stance.
Okay, let's move on to Jesse. Jesse, what do you make of this particular position of the Interior Minister? A lot of Ghanaians have actually expressed worry about such, by the comments, and I've given you reasons why. Let's get into it.
Mimi, what are you talking about? Mimi, what, no, I don't like the posture my brother has taken this morning. He's confusing the whole issues. This is bogus. He's telling us that there are security issues about galamsey that the Interior Minister cannot put out there. This is useless.
He can't be like Reverend in King Project, who claims that he's a patriot.
And he sits on national television.
Comes whole
I do not need you to make your comment on it.
If you would like to go on this tangent,
there's no point. There's no point. There is no point, so go ahead.
It's useless for him to sit on national television and tell well-thinking Ghanaians that there is national security issues regarding Galamsey.
Something that you people couldn't fix, by the way.
Exactly.
I think, and I believe well-thinking Ghanaians would agree with me, that deporting foreign nationals engaged in Galamsey is the worst policy we have ever seen in this administration.
Have we considered diplomatic relationships?
We don't need to. We don't. We don't, Mimi. We don't need to consider diplomatic relationship here. Look, people are dying out of Galamsey.
Okay.
And we are sitting here and talking what?
No.
We are sitting here and talking.
Ghanaians are aware of this, so we don't have to say it.
We are sitting here and talking rubbish. Look, when it comes to the fight, he's talking rubbish.
Oh, please, I think you should retract that.
I've said it already.
You've not said it already. You can take it back.
No, I've said it already.
Yes, you can take it back. You say rubbish on my platform. And you continue.
I've said it already.
You can continue.
I've said it already.
Just take it back.
He's sitting here and talking bogus.
Take it back, please.
Look,
take it back.
In opposition, when they were in opposition, they gave us a framework on how they intend to fight Galamsey. Today, he sits here, ask him, it's been 3 months now. What have they been able to do to fight against illegal mining? What have they been able to do?
Is not in the country.
And we are sitting,
seen the commitment the government has shown towards fighting Galamsey.
And he is sitting here defending Galamsey. You are deporting.
I don't think that's what he did.
That was what he did. You are deporting foreign nationals and persecuting citizens engaged in the same acts.
Okay.
Do we think like?
Okay. So let me give you an example so we can move on to our next story. As a Ghanaian, you know that there are certain things that are just wrong, are unconstitutional, are unlawful, you shouldn't be a part of. And you will hear from a lot of people that even these foreigners, how they get into these pits and get these concessions, Ghanaians lead them to it.
Okay.
So Ghanaians are, of course... So
it is right to deport
them. So let me make my point. Okay. So you cannot assume that's what I'm going to end to. So Ghanaians, for sure, have to be prosecuted for whatever contribution they make to Galamsey. As well as their partners, which is the foreigners. So we're asking that, yes, if we catch a Ghanaian indulging in Galamsey, please arrest them. Get them to be prosecuted. And the law takes its course. As well as a foreign national. We shouldn't leave them to go and sip tea in their countries.
Exactly.
Because if our waters are spoiled, we are the ones struggling and they're going to be enjoying. That's not fair.
Exactly.
That's what I am thinking.
And they will not deport you if you were caught doing,
depending on where they find you.
Exactly.
So it cannot be a conversation.
It doesn't make sense for the interior minister to deport foreign nationals.
Again, I want to believe that because he's a Ghanaian who has served very long in parliament, he understands how things work in terms of our laws, and especially because he's put in that position, he's very capable. We want to believe that there is a reason.
There is no reason.
And so since we have to constantly come here and be asking for explanation from these government officials,
we don't need any explanation
let him
from
come
the
and tell
interior
us.
minister. We don't have that precious time. I mean, you are deporting foreign nationals engaged in Galamsey. Keep quiet.
What explanation do we need again?
And as we sit here,
where the president even said that,
we cannot follow that
putting his presidency online to fight Galamsey.
But we cannot follow that. But then we will not go anywhere as a country.
You keep on confusing yourself. Look, just last week, there was an association that was launched. That is the Ghana-China Association of Miners.
Where?
Just last week.
Who launched that?
I mean, Honorable George Opare was present in.
Really?
It was just launched. Just
I'm going to look into that. So I'm going to look into what they have.
For the benefit of
Let your producers help us. We need to differentiate between illegal mining and legal mining.
Small-scale mining.
Massa, every mining is mining. Stop confusing yourself.
No, you don't say that. Jesse, don't say that. We are small-scale mining, we have galamsey.
Yes, but the foreign nationals are involved in galamsey. So what is he talking about?
In 2024.
What is he talking about?
In 2024.
Do you also know that the
largest contributor in 2024, the largest contributor to our GDP was through mining. So what are you trying to say? If the government realized that, okay, we could benefit through
deporting foreign nationals, you are not really serious in life.
He's disgracing his party.
He's disgracing his political party. Why thinking Ghanaians are disagreeing with this comment? And you are here agreeing to this nonsense. You are disgracing your political party. He is disgracing his political party. Not using any too harsh words on him. He's misbehaving and you should be directed.
What do you mean by he's misbehaving?
You are thinking Ghanaians are disagreeing with this comment.
Right. So in education, we have some stories coming up from the Minister of Education, and it's on Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu announced on Friday that public universities are exempt from the government's suspension of post-retirement contracts. So the academics are not affected by the previous decision by the government to suspend post-retirement contracts in the public service. He said, and so is this good news?
Well,
it's news. It's okay for certain people because then.
Well, I think honestly, Mimi, I think this will help us because there are a lot of people in the queue wanting to serve the country, right? And then we have people in the public sector. Over 60 years, they are still serving. But there are young, fresh blood and brains who wants to contribute and serve the nation. So honestly, for me as a Ghanaian, I think the 60 years is okay. We should allow new people to also take over some of these institutions. I understand that these people would have some experiential skills and knowledge. That's fine. But I think it's high time we end at the 60 years and then allow the fresh minds to also take over some critical institutions, and let's see how that will help the nation Ghana. So for this particular one, I think I side with them. And this is a premature position I've taken.
Also, okay, so if anybody is over here having premature positions on this, well, a statement dated 2nd April 2025 and signed by Dr. Kalistus Mahama, Secretary to the President, declared the immediate suspension of all post-retirement contract appointments for retired public service staff nationwide. The statement directed an immediate halt to the granting of such appointments and emphasized that requests for contract extension involving retired personnel would no longer be entertained. So if you don't have a fair idea of what we're talking about, this was why the educational minister made this comment. My brother, any comments on this before we wrap up the conversation?
I will have to commend my brother for taking this particular
You people are just so hilarious.
Patriotic with this particular issue. You see, as a young person sitting here, I must say I'm very, very happy because I've been a student leader before and I've served young people and I know they are worried. Most people, whenever they're about graduating, the question they ask is, how am I going to be enrolled in public sector? Or how am I going to be employed? And today, the president has come out clearly to state that he's suspending post-retirement contracts. As a matter of fact, some people, they've retired and they've been in service for more than 5 years, simply because of contract extension, where young people are in the house just to get a mere position where they can go and also exhibit the skills that they have. To exhibit the skill that they've acquired. So for me, I think this particular policy is in the right direction. It's one that will give opportunity for fresh and young people to come and also show or showcase whatever that they have. Energetic people to also come and add their quota to the national development. So for this particular initiative, we all, like my brother has done, we all have to applaud the government for this particular policy.
But the fact that it doesn't affect the people in the educational sector, doesn't it worry you at all?
You see, for educational sector, I've undertaken certain courses where, like, we have some lecturers where they are specialized in one particular, let's say, course. So and without him, it's very difficult to find someone or find a replacement.
Wow.
And other sectors, like my brother said, if indeed you are done serving your country and you feel like you have some expertise, then you should go and establish a consultancy firm where organizations or agencies can reach out to you for such expertise. And for me, I even think that the government should come out with an initiative. Whoever retires should go into agriculture. He should feed the country. As a matter of fact, yes.
Their retirement plan for the
He should feed the country. It's something that will help to grow our economy. It's something that, rather than waiting for political extension, like the NPP did. When they were in power, when they are done, they simply reach out, the finance minister, this and that. I'm affiliated to NPP. Can I get some post-retirement extension? They give him 5 years. Is there nothing? Most of them...
You have evidence to back what you're saying?
Oh, yes.
Okay. When they come for you, because they're not going to come for me, it's you they're going to come for. Anywho, right. Again, I guess this particular conversation, my only worry is that if it doesn't extend to the educational sector, then also if we have young people to feel, we have the case of the deficit of certain special courses being handled. Because I remember that my critical thinking class was taught to me by Professor Esilfi, and for a very long time when the man wasn't well, we couldn't find anyone to do,
exactly.
You know, so we have those issues as well. So maybe our educational sector should just beef up a little bit. Certain courses should be introduced to younger people. And I must say, anywho. But gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to join me this morning to dissect these issues. I always tell you that my very good friend uses this word, kekeshie, to these issues. And so yes, okay, I like to borrow it sometimes. So thank you so much for coming this morning. It has been very insightful, a conversation I've had with you, gentlemen. How do we connect with you if we want to continue to see what you have with regards? Because I know you do a lot of politics on social media. How do we connect with you, Jesse? What are your social media handles?
Okay, so on Instagram is Jesse Jakes Official.
Okay.
And the same on Facebook and X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Incoming MP.
Okay. So mine is Sayibu Hamdaway on all social media platforms.
Awesome.
On YouTube is Hamdaway, where I talk on financial literacy and how to invest and all that. So you can follow me on YouTube to benefit more on that.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you want to, this year we have to build wealth. So please, let's do that. Well, that's it for our news review segments for this morning. I hope you have cleared some doubts on some of the issues. Also, if you want to further look into some of these topics that we touched on this morning, just jump onto our website or all our social media handles. We have them all there for you to peruse through. Again, my name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. We'll move straight to the plug right after this.
Hi, my name is Ruki. I'm a TV host and a self-styled chef. Cooking is my ultimate passion, and it's something I would say is my calling. Now, for those who cook a lot like me, there's one fact they'll always state. Ingredients decide how tasty your food is. And for me, the game-changing ingredients is water. Tap water at the moment is not the best option considering what's going on in the country. Also, such as water can taste weird and produce too much waste, so it's a no-no for me. My number one choice for cooking is Jibu water. Cooking with Jibu water enhances the flavor of your food. And it's not just that. Unlike other brands where you have to pour it from a heavy bottle, the 20-liter dispenser bottle comes with a tap that makes things so easy. So you see how simple it is with Jibu? Cooking with Jibu gives you big flavors and great taste without all the stress. Remember to cook with Jibu.
Jibu, transforming opportunity to thrive.
I am the businessman I am today because I scoured the world healing my clients want to wear. This country makes it its business to inspire at every moment. Here, there's a feeling that can only be South Africa. So come touch, taste, and live South Africa. There's
much more to see.
Welcome to Deluxe Experience Ghana, your trusted partner in creating unforgettable events. From breathtaking stage designs to dazzling lighting solutions, we bring your vision to life with precision and creativity. Our expert event planning and consultation services ensure every detail is taken care of so you can enjoy a stress-free experience. Capture every moment with our professional photography, videography, and live streaming services because every memory deserves to be cherished. Transform your event venues into a masterpiece with our exquisite interior lighting and permanent designs tailored to suit your style and theme. At Deluxe Experience Ghana, we don't just plan events, we create experiences. Let's make your next event extraordinary. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe. Contact us today on 0267 83 7006 or 0545 03 8620 and 0545 03 7520. Deluxe Experience Ghana. Think events, think Deluxe.
To the virtual world with us, where our passion for gaming will produce unparalleled content like you've never seen before. You're welcome to the VGA Esports Show, where we'll be producing top-level esports action and the gaming stories from all around the world.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette.
This is what we want, because without media, people can't hear. And VGA's approach in creating the content, how they put the graphics together, it's much more appealing. And as I said again and again and again, they have documented our space in video, in graphics, in sounds as well.
VGA coming soon on MX24.
The all-new season of your favorite evening talk show is here.
You need to work to be able to get what you want.
Can I think get what off?
If a man understands that the woman's makeup, sexual makeup, is not same as mine, I need it every 2 days. In fact, some men need it every day.
The Dish returns on your screens with more laughter, inspiration, and powerful conversations with progressive women than ever before.
They are my brothers, they are my friends.
In trying to please people, you begin to lose yourself. You get to a point where you don't even know who you are anymore. And then people start to define you.
This season, we're diving deeper into real-life issues affecting women, unfiltered and raw. We're addressing challenges faced by women in our society.
I'm like, how do I want to be in a place where I wake up every day and I have marks, my face is swollen, or something has happened to me some way or the other, and I'm supposed to be covering up and giving an excuse for someone who's doing that to me? It doesn't feel good.
Join us every week as we sit down with incredible women, each with their own stories to share.
If you read my caption, that was
I brought you here to have an interview, and that's what we're going to do. Stories that will move you, challenge you, and leave you thinking long after the show.
Owning your sexuality is understanding and being aware of your individual energy. It's more than the physical, it's the energies that you also come with into this universe.
From the triumphs to the struggle, we're covering it all.
At the point where I realized that my auntie needed some particular help, I said, no, I have to stand up and talk about mental health.
Get ready for thought-provoking conversations, inspiring guests, and a whole lot of heart. This is The Dish, where women lead the conversation. Don't miss out.
The Dish is presented by Epiglow.
Welcome back to the show right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Udwak-Mensah. I said, listen, I'm going to have a way, I'm going to find a way to bring everything they say in that, behind the scenes live on television because sometimes they're just really very epic, to say the least. You're welcome back. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. This is still the AM Club on MX24. We're getting into the plug this morning. We are talking jazz and world music, I believe, festival. Jazz and World Music Festival. And joining me this morning, team from Band Fra. Yeah, they're seated again. This year, I haven't seen you this year, have I? You haven't been here this year. It was last year. And also Sarah Yeboah, Sales and Sponsorship Officer, Alliance Française. How do you pronounce this in French? Alliance
Française.
That's what I wanted to say. Not the one I said. Good morning, gentlemen and lady.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Doing great. How are yourself?
I'm beautiful, blessed, and very successful.
I can see that.
Yeah, you can see that, right? Yeah, I knew it. Let's talk about Jazz and World Music Festival. Is this the first of its kind? And then we'll get into the partnership with Banfra because, I mean, everybody knows Banfra to be fantastic at music. So, I mean, we're not surprised at the collaboration, but how you got here, how Banfra was your option. But then let's talk about Jazz and World Music Festival, all about it. What is the history behind this project? And I see Societe General on this one as well.
Yes.
And so let's talk all about that. Let's get into it.
Yes. So the Jazz and World Music Festival is something that Alliance Française Accra organizes annually to commemorate the International Jazz Day.
Oh.
Yes, so we've been having this since 2014.
Okay.
Yeah, every year, but there was a bit of interruption with COVID.
COVID, of course.
Yes.
Of course. That's very understandable.
Yes. So this year is actually our 10th anniversary of jazz.
That's a big one.
Yes, it's a big one. Yeah. Okay. Yes, so it used to be the Jazz Festival, but this time we want to make it more inclusive. We tried that last year, but we didn't change the title of the festival. It was still Jazz Festival, but we brought artists from other genres of music. That was Rocky Dauni, and the reception was very good. Yes, so this year we decided to open it up and make it more inclusive and not restrict ourselves to jazz.
Yes. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Afropop, high life, everything else in there. So that's why world music.
Exactly.
Awesome. What is the lineup going to look like? What is it going to look? How many days are we celebrating the Jazz and World Music Festival?
So it's going to start from the 23rd to the 26th.
Okay.
It will start with a concert from Alun Wad. It's going to be like a whole night around Alun Wad. It's going to be an art exhibition. There is going to be a documentary screening, a bit on the history of jazz, and then he'll have his concert night. And on the Thursday, we are going to have workshops, jazz workshops by Victor Day, who is our own in Ghana, and Thomas Dobler from Switzerland. And on the Friday and on the Saturday, those are the main concert nights. Yes, so we'll have both local and international acts.
Now, whilst we're talking about that, obviously, then we have to now get into how Banfra gets into all of this, or how Banfra participates. But tell me, who's going to tell the story, you or the...
I can go. You're looking at me.
Go ahead. Yeah, of course I'm looking at you, so please go.
Yeah, so it's interesting that she should talk about this being the 10th year of Alliance Française having the Jazz Day, because this also happens to be our 10th year in existence as a band. So we actually had our 10th anniversary concert early on in January at Alliance Française.
Is that so? But I wasn't invited. But congratulations.
You were busy.
No, you did not call me.
I showed you a text.
Did you?
Yeah.
You can leave it to yourself. As long as it makes you sleep at night, I'm okay. But I wasn't invited. But congratulations. 10 years, that's a lot. Congratulations.
So we've come to have a certain relationship with Alliance Française at this point, because with the exception of COVID, where I think for about 2 years we had virtual, 2 or 3 years we had virtual concerts. We had always had our concerts at Alliance Française, so we have this
relationship,
closeness.
Yes.
Marriage.
It's a marriage. It's a beautiful marriage. I love it for you.
with them. So it's home to us. Just returning there to have this be part of this program. It's a partnership we're having with them because they've also partnered with us over the years when it comes to the venue, when it comes to publicity, and they've done a very great job in Ghana. I always like to say that they're one of the few organizations in Ghana which actually spearhead indigenous and local organic like music. If you want to hear the best of Ghanaian music, you always find it at Alliance Française. Yeah, and this project is just monumental. It's just meaningful to us. As you can see for the lineup, there's so many big names on there, from the traditional jazz musicians like Victor Day, who is our very own, to us at the hard dance band Adoma, Susan August, who we've also been playing with for so many years now. Yeah.
Interesting. So what are we going to be seeing on the night from your end as a band?
So basically, Fra for energy, Fra for vibe, Fra for authentic high life music. So you're going to see lots of, amazing performances from new music to old music. And we also released a new song just this Friday. Yeah, so we're going to perform it. I think that's going to be like the first major show we're performing that new song as well. So it's going to be amazing, simply amazing.
I'm looking forward to it. Now, how are people going to be able to participate in this event? Are we paying for it? Is it for free? Because I know me and my people, we like free stuff. So if it's free, then we'll come early.
Yes.
But it's how many days?
We have 3 concert nights.
3 concert nights, but 1 exhibition.
Yeah, the exhibition would run from Wednesday to the end of the festival.
To the end of the festival, the 3 concert nights. So how do we participate?
So the exhibition is free.
Okay.
Yes, you
That's
can
good.
see it at
Free is good.
Yeah. But for the concert nights, it's 200 cedis per night. But if you are buying for more than 1 night, we give you a little reduction.
Discount. Okay.
Yes, so for 2 nights it's 350, and for the 3 nights it's 550.
Oh,
yeah,
that's good discount.
Yeah.
Yeah. You say 50 cedis for the drink.
Okay, so another thing. We are having some beverage sponsors on board. They'll be giving out free drinks to early birds.
Okay.
Yeah, like Sheepdog. They'll be doing some whiskey cocktails.
Okay.
And also tail beer would be on board. They'll be giving out some free beers. If you've tasted tail beer.
No, I have not.
Then you should taste it. Yeah, they have.
No. Does it have alcohol in it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's not me.
It's very good. It's not the ordinary beer that we know. We have like lemon lime beer, hibiscus beer, stuff like that.
Hibiscus beer?
Yes.
Gingers, I think there's the ginger shot.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So from the 25th, we'll start 7 p.m. every evening.
7 p.m. every. And just another thing I want to mention, the art exhibition is going to be a virtual one.
Oh,
yes.
It's not in person?
It's in person, but it's going to be like a virtual reality. So it's going to be an immersive experience. You know, Alliance Française, we launched our VR center.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have all the gear and everything.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to experience that. I have never done. Okay, so it's 200 Ghana cedis each night, but you get discount if you're paying for the 3 nights.
Yes, 2 or 3 nights.
2 or 3 nights.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do we then get in touch with you? Numbers, websites, where are we purchasing from?
Okay, so you can purchase the tickets by dialing *800 *1010 hash. You can also pass by the Alliance Française reception if you are close by, and there'll be ticket sales at the gates as well on the night.
I would like us to talk about. You've been doing this for 10 years, so I believe there have been times where you've faced challenges apart from COVID, which was a global challenge, so we cannot blame you for it. Have you ever gotten to a point where you're like, you know what, Ghanaians, because again, jazz wasn't exactly a genre Ghanaians, you know, are very familiar to.
Yeah.
When you started having this event, what are some of the challenges you've had to face as an organization?
Yes, so I'd say jazz is a very niche genre of music.
It is.
Yes, so we realized that it was the expats and a certain, let me say, the older Ghanaians that were participating in these events here. But this time we want to include the youth. Yeah, because
that's why the inclusion of every other genre.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes sense. Now. I mean, you found solution to your problems. Because clearly, I remember there was an event, jazz and something. When if I add the other thing, you would know what event. So I'm not going to promote the event here. But then I always used to think, how are you able to make returns from such an event where people or Ghanaians don't really, for lack of a better expression, care about? And so now we've included other. Are we looking at involving? Did you mention Adoma? Adoma is going to be there, so we have a Ghanaian artist on there. I was going to ask which other Ghanaian artists. Like a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them on board. Yeah.
We all will be there.
We all will be there as well.
We all and the Yaga Yagas.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a fantastic night.
Yeah.
But anything special we're doing apart from the free drinks? Because drinks is an important part of the show, but of course, anything special?
Well, I think the documentary is also one thing that people shouldn't miss out on. You know, jazz, even though it looks like something that's not from Africans, you know, a lot of Africans that were taken to these developed countries through slavery and everything, they grouped up and then they established their own culture and everything. So jazz has an African element to it because it's mainly by the Black Americans.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know this. Obviously, I don't.
Actually, I was going to add up to what she said, that jazz has African roots. Even if you go way back through the history of slavery, with how blues music came about, and the pioneers of jazz, Miles Davis and co, they're all Black musicians. And when you take Ghanaian music, you take high life from the 70s and 60s. It was mainly rooted in the big band and ensemble, and which is basically jazz music, which has evolved. So it's such a travesty that you don't have people these days, like Ghanaians these days, caring that much about jazz. Ghanaian music at its core is rooted in jazz concepts.
We're learning, okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to have a master class on this? I think maybe you should include a master class on jazz, so that people will come and now learn about the music. Because with all this knowledge,
yeah, there are workshops. So if you play an instrument, you can pass by. The workshops are free.
Okay.
Yes, that will be on the 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, one at 10 a.m. and one at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a workshop that if you're a music lover or you're a musician, you would want to pass through to learn a thing or two. I think that would be really fantastic. For you celebrating 10 years this year, partnering with them, what does this mean to you, this partnership? What does it mean to you, apart from the fact that, of course, you have a beautiful marriage, he said, that you definitely want to continue, you don't want to truncate anytime soon. And what does this partnership mean to you?
One of the challenges that we've always had has to do with collaboration and partnership, because it takes a while for people to accept you when you're doing something out of the norm. And Fra has always done something out of the norm, that is becoming a band and taking the stage front and center as an act, and not in the background backing a rapper or a singer. So even acceptance among our friends and family took a while, but we've risen above that, and we are looking for the ultimate form with the general public, and then with also brands and communication, like corporations. And Alliance is a very big brand here in Ghana. So having them collaborate with us tells us that we've caught their eye. I think if you are doing something and you've not caught the eye of the higher ups, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've caught the eye of the higher ups, and they are willing to have us on board for projects. So we have one less thing to worry about now, and that is what we are happy about. So we can sit back, relax, do our music, and with the benefit of collaborations such as these, watch ourselves go out there. Spread fire.
I love that. I love that.
Just
beautifully said.
Yeah, just to add something, our director, Ellen, she's a very big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a huge fan of Fra. I remember after the concert they held
January,
at Alliance Française, every morning when she gets to the office, all you hear is the field ever. Yeah, like she keeps playing it and she's singing along.
Right.
And this is a French woman.
Makes sense. Oh, it makes sense why it's such a big deal. Oh, I see. One less human being to worry about, okay? Yeah. We'll all come on board very soon. But okay, yes, so from the 23rd to the 26th, we are all going to Alliance Française. This one is supported by Société Générale. You want to say any thank yous before we leave?
Yes, so I'd like to say thank you to Société Générale Ghana.
Oh, it's like, what did you say again?
Société Générale.
Okay, you people. I love Alliance Française. It's the way they pronounce, it's the pronunciation for me. Please, let's go.
Yeah, so thank you to Société Générale Ghana for being the title sponsor of this event, and also to our other sponsors, Sheepdog, Peanut Butter Whiskey, First Atlantic Bank, Nespresso, Asase Radio, Africa World Airlines, Brussels Airlines, Turkish Airlines.
I have a problem with Turkish Airlines, so please send me their number. I have a problem with them. If they don't always come and say their problem on air,
and also to you, MX24, for having us today. Yeah,
also a big one to YFM as well for coming on board. They support these amazing stuff as well. So MX24 is on board. We're going to be there. You know I'm going to be there. You know it's music and it's Banfra. I mean, I'm going to be there. And it's Société Générale. And it's Alliance Française. I'm going to be there. Yeah. Let's jump on this. Let's have a good time from the 23rd to the 26th of April of this month. Okay, yeah, so let's go and have a good time. It's still in the spirit of Easter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have something to celebrate, okay? Something to enjoy with. Again, a big thank you to the team for coming through, Banfra. See you.
Thank you for having us.
Soon.
Yeah, very soon.
Hopefully I get invitations now.
Yeah, you will.
Sure, definitely.
Wow.
I'll personally chauffeur you.
Wow. Oh, you look at me enjoying presidency. But thank you so much, my lady, for coming through. Now, like I said, let's go have a good time. We're going to be learning about all these amazing things about music and also simply enjoying ourselves. It's a good time and a good place to enjoy yourself. So please, let's go and have a good time. And of course, I'm going to be there with my mook to dance. I promise you the shoe will be very high. It'll be very, very, very high to dance with. I dance better in high heels. Not this kind of high heels. Okay. The mook, the one with the, you know, that one. Yeah, that one. So I'm going to be there with my shorts. And it's going to be a good time. I promise you, there's no hype. I'm going to be there. Because once I hear Banfra, I hear enjoyment.
Yeah.
I'm hyping them too much. Yeah, they're going to pay me. They paid me for this, okay? They paid me for this. Now, my name is Miriam. It's been an amazing time here on the show. It's good to be back, guys. But let's do this together every 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here every weekday on MX24. Make sure to join us on all social media platforms. It's MX24GH on all social media platforms. Make sure to interact with us, share our stuff. You know, we're doing great and we're coming up with great initiatives. And for businesses, we have a great platform for you to advertise on. So please come on board. Let's do this together. It's a great relationship we want to build with you. See you again tomorrow.